Tragedy at the Pittsburgh Zoo on Sunday. A 2-year-old boy was killed when he fell into an exhibit of endangered African dogs. His mother had put him up on a railing for a better look, and then the boy lost his balance. ABC's John Muller is in Pittsburgh this morning. And John, what a horror for that mom.
Horrible indeed. George, the Pittsburgh Zoo behind me across the road remains closed indefinitely as this investigation continues. The mother and father of the boy reportedly treated for emotional stress at a local hospital. Witnesses say it happened in a horrible instant. Not only the boy falling off the 4-foot railing, but 11 more feet off a protective mesh into the pen of dogs. Experts say he didn't stand a chance.
Pittsburgh police are investigating how the toddler could have fallen into the enclosure with African wild dogs like these so easily. Witnesses say the horrific incident lasted only 5 minutes, but felt like an eternity.
We had heard screams, and maybe like 5 minutes had passed by before we had heard a bunch of what sounded like gunshots.
It all began just before noon Sunday when police say the child's mother stood the boy on a wooden railing outside the exhibit, apparently so he could get a better view. But witnesses say the 2-year-old lost his balance, falling 14 feet into the exhibit.
There's a railing with a graphic sign on the railing, and the child flipped over the top of that railing. And there's also a catch basin to catch things that fall into the exhibit, but apparently the child flipped over that as well.
That's when the dogs, 11 in all, began to maul the toddler.
We could hear screaming over the hillside saying, "Stay away, stay away."
As the child's mother screamed, zookeepers ran into the enclosure, luring 7 of the dogs away. Others tried to beat back the remaining dogs. The most aggressive animal shot and killed by Pittsburgh police, but it was too late.
From what I understand, occurred at that scene until it was secured. It was very horrific.
African painted dogs are an endangered species, roughly the size of domestic dogs, but they are incredibly aggressive, something Jack Hanna saw firsthand in South Africa back in 1997.
They are one of the most aggressive predatory animals in the wild. I don't care if a zookeeper, a policeman, a tranquilizer gun, whatever would have been right there, could not have helped. Sorry is not a word that I can even say condolences. I don't know what word to use. Just from my heart, though, aches right now for everybody.
In May, the dogs caused a brief lockdown when they escaped to another part of the exhibit. Never before have they been a threat to the public.
All right, one of the things the medical examiner is going to be looking at, did the boy die from the impact of the fall immediately, or was it the work of those wild dogs? The investigation continues. Police say it's too early to tell if there's any charges potentially pending in this case. Elizabeth, back to you.
You just hope that he did die on impact. All right. Thank you so much. That's an awful story.